Do you like him? Yeah? What should we call him?
Barney.
Barney?
Cindy, can I have a word?
Yeah. All right, be back in a minute. I came to see the kids, not you.
I know. But we need to sort a few things out.
Like what?
What's best for the kids, or aren't you interested in them?
I think that's up to the judge to decide.
OK, then we need to talk about the hearing.
Why do you think we've got lawyers, Ian?
Oh, Cindy, this...
Oh. I wonder what the courts will make of this. Well written, I thought. Very accurate as well. Build this right up to the ceiling. Come on.
Abby, your cab.
I didn't order one.
I did. Wanted to make sure you got home safely.
Oh, you're so thoughtful, Ian. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
My jacket, I must have left it in the wardrobe.
Well, it's not convenient.
It's not convenient for me to freeze to death in the market either. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Wait here, I'll get it.
Visiting the kids?
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry you lost your job.
Thanks. My dad wasn't too happy about it either. He wanted a thumping one. Should have let him.
Really?
Yeah, I love looking after the kids. But I can't imagine anybody putting up with Ian the way he carries on.
There you go. There's nothing else. I checked.
Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, you too.
What?
Nothing. On the sauce already. The judge isn't going to like it, you know.
I'm meeting a prospective client, actually, who's worth a fortune, which is something I'm sure the judge will like.
Oh, and you thought we'd impress him? In here. Smart move, Ian.
Do you want anything in particular, or is this strictly social?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, in person.
What for?
This. I never believed one person could systematically lie, cheat and connive the way my wife did throughout my marriage, said the Wolford-based businessman. She is self-absorbed, vindictive and manipulative. Someone's been reading their dictionary.
Well, what I actually said was far worse. They toned it down.
Shame.
Shame?
They should have printed it.
Why?
Because whoever bad you made me out to be, Ian, you came out 10 times worse.
Oh, nonsense.
Oh, you want to bet? Slagging me off just makes you look sad, petty and childish. What's the word? Petulance, I think. See? I've got a dictionary too.
You think you're so clever, don't you?
Yes, I do okay.
Well, think about this. I'm putting the twins into a nursery, a private one.
Oh, private?
Yeah, the most expensive one I can find, because nothing's too good for them. I'll show you, the judge, and the welfare people that I'm willing to pay anything to buy them the best. Now, which do you think is going to count more? What I say about you, or what I do for them?
If you want to put them in a nursery, Ian, you do that. Spend the money. But do it to help them, not for the way that it makes you look.
Cindy, what are you doing here?
We're just saying hello. That's allowed, isn't it? Actually, it was Skeeter I wanted to see. Where is she? I can't wait to speak to her. She's seen the Gazette today.
You can't.
What?
You can't see her. She's gone, missing.
You're joking?
Oh, I can't stop laughing.
Well, that's terrible. What's happened?
Like you care.
Of course I care.
Yeah, you care so much that you went off without even saying goodbye. Have you got any idea how much that hurt her?
Look, I can explain all that. Gita would understand.
Well, you can't speak to her, and I don't want to hear it. So why don't you just go? You're not wanted round here.
I'm sorry, it's been quite a morning.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, don't worry.
Nothing will go wrong, will it?
I don't see why it should, do you? As long as we keep our heads. That's the main thing, eh?
I don't want anything to go wrong today.
Mr. Beale?
That's me.
I'm Kim Chan, the welfare officer assigned to this case.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I'd introduce myself before we go in.
Right.
Miss Chan's preparing a report for the hearing in April.
That's right. I made a start on the papers. The next step is obviously the home visits.
Home visits?
Look at both your homes.
But the kids are best off with me, I promise you.
Of course you do. I'll be wanting to make a full report, and I'd like to keep to the original hearing date. The most important thing is that we come to a satisfactory conclusion for the children's sake.
Well, I'm telling you, the only person who can offer them anything satisfactory is me.
And that's why we're all here, isn't it? Well, nice meeting you.
And you.
Right. Shall we go in?
In the light of Miss Chan's oral report, and bearing in mind the importance of Miss Chan seeing the children in their mother's home, I would like to request an adjournment of the main hearing and that staying contact be granted for the children to be with their mother for half-term.
No!
There is no reason to grant such a request, ma'am, since the children have had ample opportunity to see Mrs. Beale.
Once a week at best, with barely any contact at all over the past year in the case of Lucy Beale.
Now, Italy being a long way for a toddler to go on her own.
One at a time, please. Mr. Painter?
If this request is granted, ma'am, it will involve precisely the sort of disruption to the children's routine you wish to see avoided.
But how can any assessment be made without an opportunity of viewing the children and their mother within the family unit?
You're kidding!
I'm fully aware of the various arguments, but the fact remains that for Miss Chan to adequately discharge her duties, she must assess the children in situ. Your request is granted, Miss Dyson. An interim staying order for the children to spend half-term with Mrs. Beale.
What?
And each alternate weekend, starting the 6th of February 1998. Is there anything more either of you wish to say? Mr. Painter?
No, ma'am.
Very well. That is my order.
All 3 kids?
Correct.
So what, I came all this way just to get dumped on from a great height by everybody? Is that it?
Ian?
Don't say a word.
As if.
But you won't get me, no, not in the end.
Not your call, I'm afraid.
Oh, please, that's enough.
I'd give those kids everything.
Fine. I'll find out all about it when they come round at half-term, won't I?
I'll appeal, I'll contest it.
You do that.
She destroyed this family. You don't deserve 5 minutes with those kids.
Too bad the judge thought differently, eh?
I'll stop this from happening, I promise you.
Yeah, go ahead. If you think you've got a chance, roll the dice.
You watch me.
I wouldn't advise that, Ian.
Why not?
Do you want the judge to think that you're unreasonable? That you'd use the children to get at Cindy, do you? No. We sit tight, smile nicely, okay?
This is inappropriate.
I'm trying to make a good impression.
What is all this? The Chelsea Flower Show?
Well, I wanted to think this is a nice home.
Do you think she's going to give you custody of the kids because you know the difference between an Yves Saint Laurent and an Armani? She's a glorified social worker on 15 grand a year?
I'm doing my best.
And I'm trying to help. Go and put some jeans on or something. That'll be her. All right? I'll stall her, you get changed.
So you don't mind the kids staying with her every weekend?
Of course I won't, but I learned from last time what happens when you kick up too much of a fuss, and I don't want to spend another night in jail.
So?
Cindy's a liar, right? She lies so much she never knows when she's telling the truth. Everyone knows that. Now, this court welfare officer isn't stupid. She's going to see right through her, and it's what she says that counts.
So no plans to have children?
Not at this stage.
And you describe yourselves as fully committed to one another?
We're very much in love.
Have you talked about marriage at all? Sorry, it sounds like I'm trying to push you into it.
Well, I'm still married to Ian.
Of course. And no other dependents?
None.
Look, our main concern at the moment is to provide a good home for the children.
We're having 2 of the bedrooms redecorated for half-term.
Yeah, you know, to make them feel welcome.
We did discuss taking them on holiday somewhere really nice, but then we thought it was probably more important to give them time to settle in and relax. Also for me to get to know Lucy a bit.
Very sensible. What about when you went abroad with the 2 boys? Have you discussed that with them at all?
Cindy finds this really hard to talk about. She was suffering like a nervous breakdown at the time. Well, we're trying to be honest here, aren't we? This is not something that she ever would have done if she'd have been in her right mind. It wasn't her fault. She was driven to it.
I regret what it did to the children. I'm not sure I can ever forgive myself for that.
When they're older, they'll understand.
And, of course, if you hadn't left in the way that you did, you 2 would never have met.
I'm not going to do it again if that's what you're worried about. The children need their father, I know that. I think I always knew that deep down.
I think the main point is that we've got a good home, we've got a good relationship, and we're both prepared to do whatever it takes as far as the kids are concerned.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, it seems almost too good to be true.
Congratulations.
What?
Quite a local celebrity, aren't we?
Just leave it, OK?
Oh, you've really upset him, haven't you?
Can we get on with this?
Getting attacked by a vicar in print. It's not going to look very good to the welfare officer, you know. What you can do for an encore? Run over a nun.
There's far worse things than upsetting some weirdo vicar. Like getting away with child abduction.
Oh, yeah? Well, that was history. This is news, and everyone's talking about it.
Rubbish.
Anyway, 6 o'clock, all right?
What?
Well, Friday, me and Nick's first weekend with the kids.
Yeah, suppose so.
Oh, and don't bother to pack anything. Nick's taking them up west, getting kitted out for some new gear.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, me, Nick and the children. 2 whole days. I can't wait.
There's no point trying to wind me up, Cindy, so stop it, all right?
Now, why would I want to do that? When there's so many other people around here that do it so much better than me, anyway. What did you do to make him say he didn't want to live with me? Bribe him?
I told you.
Poor little thing. He could hardly look me in the face. I kept asking him what was wrong. In the end, he told me. Didn't you realise how upset he was? It must have been hard enough for him to tell the welfare officer without having to tell me.
I'm sorry.
I said it didn't matter what he said to her. I still love him. He shouldn't have to go through all this.
You started it.
Well, I can't go back in there now. I've got to go.
I'll say goodbye for you.
You would just tell him I'm looking forward to seeing him in the holidays.
I will.
Promise?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, she's got some fun, isn't she?
Hello, my darlings. Mummy! Hello, darlings.
You're early.
Yeah, I thought we'd see how Lucy was doing. I hope you didn't mind.
Why should he? Hello, Tiger. Have you got hope for me?
Thanks for letting me spend the evening with him.
Yeah, don't make a habit out of it.
If you'd rather we came tomorrow, it's no problem.
I thought you might like to spend your birthday with them.
Oh, how very considerate of you.
Hey, come on, you two.
How's it going at the club?
I'm getting things moving.
No hard feelings, sir.
I understand. You're getting on. You want a quiet life.
Make you sound past it.
You and Becky deserve each other. She's a good woman.
Yeah, she is. Look, if you need any help.
I remember you said that.
He thinks he's so clever.
Look who's talking.
What?
What, can you imagine what would happen if anyone found out about the chipping?
They're not going to.
See what I mean? Why can't you just leave it, Nick?
Because I don't want you to lose your kids.
Oh, what? And a charge for criminal damage is really going to help me keep them, isn't it? I dread to think what's going to happen if he finds out.
Maybe it'd do him good. Take him down a peg or two.
You are joking. He would go ballistic.
Do you reckon? Maybe that's not such a bad thing.
Oh, Nick, come on, let's just go.
I'd like a drink first.
Nick!
What are you having?
Have this one on the house, love.
Oh, cheers, Peggy.
I've got to get back to the club.
Are you sure? Thanks for earlier on. I know I was a bit grumpy.
What's new?
Hey, don't ruin a great day.
You're going to be the only thing in next week's papers. See ya.
See ya.
She's right. Nice move, that.
Do you always listen in on other people's conversations?
Looks like things are going really well for you at the moment.
Yeah, on all fronts. Cheers, Peggy.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. What about your, chip shop?
That's all sorted.
Oh, good. Tricky things, those manholes.
You what?
They're not exactly easy to block, but, you know, it happens.
It was you, wasn't it?
I don't know what you're
It was you, wasn't it? What do you think? I want to take it. My business. Do you know how much money you cost me? Will somebody get this truck?
Ian, stop it! Nick!
If you ever try and pull a stunt like that again.
Kathy?
Cindy?
I've just been seeing the kids.
Oh, well, nice for them.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about Ian. Have you noticed how wound up he is? Like he hasn't had a decent night's sleep in weeks.
Well, I wonder who's to blame for that.
Well, he can't be coping very well with the kids in that state.
He's coping just fine.
Well, that's not what I heard. When he's at home, he's always grumpy. Stephen told me he got really angry at him for spilling juice on the sofa.
That is rubbish, Cindy. Ian always puts the kids first, and you know it.
Well, I can only go by what they tell me.
If Ian's stressed out, it's because of the hearing. He'll be fine once it's over and he's got custody.
Yes, well, I hope he's just not taking it out on the kids, that's all.
Why don't you stop quizzing them for dirt on him and play with them for a change, eh? How do you think they feel about being caught in the middle of all this? Why don't you care about that?
You all right, Cindy?
What time is it?
8 o'clock.
I said we pick them up at 8:30.
You won't mind if we're early.
Maybe we should wait.
We might as well go round there and give him the news.
There's no point in telling him today.
Why not? It's as good a time as any, unless you're not sure.
No, of course I'm sure.
What is it then? Would you rather I told him for you?
No, it has to come from me.
Let's get it over with then.
Hello? Where are they?
Upstairs getting dressed.
You're early. You wanted to get away and miss the traffic. You don't mind if I wait in here with Cindy, do you?
Oh, I suppose so. What time will you have them back?
Well, we thought we'd take to the theme park and there was some tea. About 7.
Sure.
Is that all right, Ian?
Don't have much choice, do I?
You could say no.
It's probably what you're hoping I'd say.
I'll go and help them get ready, shall I?
No, it's all right. I'm perfectly capable of doing it.
It wasn't the right time.
It was the perfect time. The kids are upstairs.
Will you let me tell him in my own way, please?
As long as you do it.
Tell me what?
Go ahead, Cindy.
Not now, Nick.
What's going on?
We have some things to discuss, you and me.
Like what?
We'll talk about it tonight when we get back.
All three of us.
Well, let's talk about it now if it's important.
It's nothing, it can wait.
Whatever you say.
I'll go and help the twins get ready. The bath.
I can do that.
Oh, I promised I'd do it.
Fine, whatever.
They had a great time today.
I've never stopped you from seeing them.
I know, and I appreciate it.
Well, as long as you remember that when it matters.
Ian, I'm not going to try and make you look good in cool. But I'm not going to lie either.
So what do you want to talk about then?
Well, let me get them to bed first. Then we'll have some peace and quiet, eh? Go up in a minute.
Can we talk now?
Oh, can I have one of those?
Must be serious if you want a drink.
Oh. I'll sit down.
Help yourself.
Ian, I've been talking to my solicitor.
So?
I'm filing for divorce.
Is that all?
Well, I thought it was best I'd tell you face to face.
Good of you.
On the grounds of unreasonable behaviour.
Can't argue with that.
Unreasonable behaviour by you.
You're joking, aren't you?
Well, it's legal talk. They've got to put a label on everything.
Unreasonable behaviour? Me?
Marriage. You must have something to say.
I wouldn't call it a marriage, would you?
In parts it was.
Oh, please, don't you dare talk about the good times. Why now?
There's no point in delaying it, is there? We're not going to get back together again.
No, but there's so much else going on. It's just to make me look bad in court, isn't it?
Ian, we should never have married in the first place. I mean, from day one, it was just
a joke.
I've moved on. I've got Nick in my life.
And it's because of him?
Partly. I love him.
I think you better go.
What did I say?
Just get out.
Fine, if you don't want to discuss this.
Just go run away to your new boyfriend.
Look, I thought we could be adult about this. Looks like I was wrong.
I don't want either of you anywhere near my kids. Do you understand me?
Don't tell me you're jealous.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. He's welcome to you, but he will never get his hands on my kids.
You are.
Oh, just get out. Get out!